Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. Zack Snyder released on his Vero account a low-res picture of Steppenwolf, who will be in the Justice League version that is being put out by him called the Snyder Cut as of right now. We should see that in 2021, hopefully early, but sometime during the year is what's been announced so far. Fandom is coming up, where I'm certain we will hear more about that, and Snyder at JusticeCon said that the official title would be announced then, and that also there would be some new footage, and he will be announcing whether or not the movie will be released in its full glory as a one-shot, or if it will be a miniseries. He couldn't speak of that at JusticeCon, but it did seem like he already knew what it was going to be. The interesting thing about Steppenwolf is that most of the outlets are sort of reporting that it's a new version, or that it's a redesigned version. Actually, Steppenwolf appeared in Batman v Superman, and he looked more like this, which is the way Zack Snyder intended him to look, and less like this, which is the way he looked in the Justice League we got that was released by Whedon. Further interestingness about Steppenwolf is that the one released by Whedon looks a lot more like the one that we see oftentimes in comic books. In comic books, he's sort of dressed in armor with a helmet on that has these horns on it. In the Zack Snyder version, it looks like he's sort of a crossbreed between a creature and a humanoid soldier who has horns. The one in the Whedon version looks more like the guy from the comics who wears a helmet with horns on it. The guy in the comics often has a beard, a mustache, a goatee type of a thing, and looks more like a man. Arguably much less imposing than the version that Zack Snyder wants us to see and showed us in Batman v Superman. I like the idea of a more imposing, scarier looking, creature-ish looking Steppenwolf, but it is different from the Steppenwolf we generally see in continuity. Heck, the animated version of Steppenwolf from Justice League, he's all dressed in weird green colors. He kind of looks like a guy wearing a robe and a weird hat. So the idea of Syrian Hines playing him in the Justice League movie we got from the Whedon-Snyder amalgamation, having sort of a humanish face, even if it was a little ashy gray, with a helmet on, is closer to the continuity that we're used to, and in fact even closer to the one we saw in the animated series, which was kind of goofy. I wouldn't say in the theatrical version of Justice League he was unimposing or silly. He just wasn't looking the way we had previously seen him introduced. Was this sort of scary, almost alienish looking, creature-ish soldier, warrior being depicted. And Steppenwolf, of course, is Darkseid's uncle, but he's subservient rather than being an authority to Darkseid himself. So Darkseid sends him as an advance guard to many places that he wishes to conquer, Earth, of course, being one of them. In the Justice League we saw in theaters, Steppenwolf was on his own deciding to act to retrieve the mother boxes he had apparently lost centuries earlier, which had caused him to become banished from Apocalypse. I wonder if we'll see the same story, or if a lot of the footage with Steppenwolf will be new footage, since he seems to be a completely CGI creation, and Zack and crew could basically do whatever they wanted, and hopefully whatever they had planned initially. I wasn't that unhappy with most of the Steppenwolf backstory in the Justice League we did see in theaters, but I am interested to see what will be different about it in Zack's version, just as I'm interested to see in what overall will be different in the version we finally do get to see. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky.